Not all centenarians run marathons, but many still cook their meals and walk to the market. In Japan, aging is not feared, it's respected, even with wrinkles, back pain, or slower steps. It's not unusual to see someone in their 90s picking fresh daikon or walking to buy tofu for miso soup. And they're not doing it to prove anything, it's just their life. When Westerners see this, many assume it must be genetics. But that's a misconception. In reality, mobility is a lifestyle, and much of it starts with what's on the plate. Scientists who study blue zones, like Okinawa, noticed a pattern. People don't just live longer, they move longer, and without walkers, scooters, or constant assistance. They bend down to tie their shoes. They climb stairs at home. They cook sitting low to the ground. So, what fuels this kind of aging? It's not supplements. It's not some miracle gene. It's rice, fish, seaweed, fermented vegetables, and tea. Simple foods, eaten daily, with rhythm and respect. In Japan, food is not just fuel. It's a relationship. Meals are regular, balanced, light, and full of anti-inflammatory nutrients. There are no fast food runs after 80. Instead, there's miso in the morning, a warm lunch with pickles and greens, and maybe a bowl of soup at night. Their portions are small, but dense in minerals, fiber, and fermented goodness. And over the years, this diet builds a body that resists degeneration. You don't see that in 1 year. You see it after 40, 60, 90 years of living and eating like this. Their diets aren't loud or trendy. They're consistent, humble, and deeply connected to seasonal foods. No processed snacks, no sugar-laced breakfast cereals, just a bowl of rice, fermented soybean, grilled fish, and a body that still wants to move. And this is where mobility starts. Not in the gym, not with fancy supplements, but in the kitchen, quietly, every day, one steamed root vegetable at a time. The core foods that keep muscles and joints alive. In Japan, meals aren't designed for entertainment. They're designed for longevity. Every ingredient serves a purpose: to nourish, to restore, to prevent decline. Let's start with fish, grilled, not fried. It's the main source of protein for elders in Japan, rich in omega-3s that reduce inflammation and support joint health. Next comes tofu and edamame, soft, digestible proteins packed with calcium, magnesium, and isoflavones. They help maintain muscle mass without overloading the kidneys, which is essential after 60. Then there's natto, the fermented soybean that some find strange, but the elderly love. It contains vitamin K2, which helps transport calcium into the bones and prevents joint degeneration. Anti-inflammatory foods are everywhere on a Japanese plate: seaweed for iodine and joint lubrication, daikon for digestion, ginger and shiso for natural pain relief. Most elders avoid sugar, not because they're dieting, but because they never built the habit. Instead, they eat sweet potatoes, fruits in season, and occasionally mochi or roasted chestnuts. There's also miso soup, served warm with seaweed, mushrooms, or bits of tofu. It's rich in probiotics and minerals, and it warms the joints from the inside. Japanese elders don't just eat well, they eat often in small portions. This helps maintain energy levels without spikes, keeping the body moving without strain. Western diets often overload the system with refined carbs and processed oils, which stiffen joints and slow down recovery. The Japanese diet, in contrast, acts like daily maintenance for bones, tendons, and muscles. Even their teas support mobility. Barley tea, green tea, and roasted rice tea flush toxins and keep the body hydrated without sugar. In short, they eat to move, not just to feel full. And that single mindset changes everything about how the body ages. Simple meals, deep strength, the power of routine. Strength after 90 doesn't come from rare superfoods. It comes from ritual, from the quiet repetition of meals that heal, not harm. Japanese elders eat at the same time every day. Their meals are familiar, soothing, and balanced, not rushed or random. They chew slowly, they taste the season, they respect the moment. Even the way they eat matters. Sitting low to the ground engages the legs and core, keeping muscles subtly active every day. They don't skip meals. They don't eat standing or driving. They sit, serve, eat, and digest with intention. And between meals, they move. Not at the gym, but in gardens, markets, kitchens, tatami rooms. Every part of their day supports mobility, even rest. They sleep early, rise with the sun, and sip warm tea to wake the body gently. Their lifestyle isn't fast, it's fluid, and that's why their joints don't freeze and their legs don't give up. They don't wait for illness to act. They preserve strength by never letting it go in the first place. And you don't have to live in Japan to adopt this rhythm. You can bring their wisdom to your table, one bowl at a time. Not because it's trendy, but because it works, for the body, for the mind, and for the years ahead. Not every Japanese elder walks 5 miles a day. Some walk just to the mailbox, but they do it with consistency and care. Their strength doesn't come from perfection. It comes from daily intention, even in small steps. They don't follow strict diets or count calories. They simply trust the food they've known all their lives, and it continues to support them. It's not too late to begin. You can start with a bowl of warm miso, a handful of steamed greens, a quiet cup of tea. Your body, even after 60, is not broken. It's just waiting to be heard. And when you nourish it with care, it responds, sometimes faster than you expect. Mobility isn't about youth, it's about momentum, and momentum starts at the table. You don't need a Japanese passport to live with Japanese wisdom. You just need patience, intention, and a bit of curiosity. So tonight, instead of skipping dinner or reaching for the usual snack, try preparing something that honors your body. Evening light in a quiet kitchen, a warm bowl of soup on a wooden table, one place set, peaceful silence. You may be surprised at what shifts, not just in your legs, but in your heart. Because in the end, strength is not only about walking, it's about feeling rooted in your life. If you want to rebuild strength naturally after 60, begin where true resilience has always lived, on your plate. Choose foods that comfort your joints, calm your gut, and awaken your energy, slowly, gently, but with lasting power. Slow down. Taste the quiet. Feel the rhythm of meals that don't just fill you, they restore you. Your body hasn't forgotten how to move. It hasn't given up on you. It's simply waiting for the kind of care that nourishes from the inside out. So give it warmth. Give it simplicity. Give it the steady grace of small, healing habits. Because when you do, something beautiful happens. Your strength returns, not like a burst, but like a tide, rising quietly, every day. Subscribe for more Japanese-inspired longevity wisdom, shared with calm, with care, and with deep respect for aging beautifully. And if your heart is ready to go deeper, we gently recommend The Longevity Diet, a book that aligns perfectly with everything you've just seen and felt. Link in the description.